tonight we're going to get started. So we got lots of recognitions tonight, and we're excited about that. So I'd like to call the April 11th, 2024 regular board meeting to order at 6:00 p.m. And if everybody could stand, we're going to have our invocation, and then we're going to have our pledge. So Dr. Thomas is going to lead us in that invocation.
Okay, let's pray. God, thank you for this time together, and thank you for our district, and just give us wisdom and discernment as we make decisions for the betterment of our students and our teachers and our stakeholders, and just bless this time together. It's in your sweet name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And Paige Elwarner, our salutatorian, if you would, where are you at, Paige? She's going to lead us in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I'd like to thank our greeters at tonight's meeting. That's Canyon Petty, our principal from Harmony Elementary. And Corey Thompson, our principal from Jasper Middle School. All right, the next item is approval of the agenda. Dr. Thomas, do you have any amendments to the agenda?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Sue Feeney, second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? 5-0. Okay, the agenda has been approved. All right, so now we have several recognitions, and so I'm going to turn that over to you, Dr. Thomas.
Thank you, Chairman Lau. At this time, we're doing something different with our board meetings, and we're approaching the end of the school year. We've got graduations about 6 weeks away. And so we've asked 3 of our outstanding seniors to come up and to share their thoughts and reflections on how our school system has prepared them for the next step in their journey. And so with us tonight are our Pickens Star student, Charlie Gibbons, our class of 2024 Salutatorian, James Tilley, and our class of 2024 Salutatorian, Paige Elwarner. And so we're going to call up first to the podium Charlie, and when Charlie finishes, James, you can come on up, and then when James finishes, Paige, you can come on up. So this time we'll turn it over to Charlie Gibbons. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hey there, y'all. I just want to say thank you all to the board for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of everybody here and to talk about how much Pickens County has helped me in my schooling career. I just want to start by saying thank you to primarily my mom and dad for preparing me, giving me all the support and help I needed to get through high school. Y'all excuse the somewhat drab demeanor. I am about to go to a soccer game right after this, so I promise when I give speech I'm normally a bit more dressed up. But Pickens County has been, it's been an incredible place to grow up. Opportunities I've been presented, whether that be individualistic attention from teachers who I still deeply care about in elementary school, all the way up through high school into my AP honors classes, where each of those teachers would tailor what I need to my exact, what I need is given to me in a way that I can understand. A lot of times in college courses that I've taken online or whatever, it's always, here's the information, this is what's going to be on the test, figure it out. But here in Pickens, it's always just been, okay, so we're not getting it that way. Let's try and think about this a different way that might make sense to you. And that's always been incredibly helpful to me. I'm very hands-on. It takes me a couple times to actually get something to click. So that has been incredibly beneficial. Star student, what I've been called up here because of, has been an incredible opportunity. The Star Banquet hosted by the Rotary Club was a fantastic event that I loved every second of. It's been incredible the amount of recognition I've received from the community. I just want to say thank y'all to everybody who's shown support for that. And with a final thank y'all to the board, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to James. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank the board for having me up here. And I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. I'm not a big public speaker. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank my teachers and parents and the school system for giving me everything necessary to have an excellent education. Without the push from my teachers and peers, I doubt I would have accomplished half as much as I have today. It truly makes this moment special, seeing everyone here that's been along with me every step of this journey. And I'm truly thankful for all the support I've gotten both inside and outside the school building. Thank you all.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paige Elwarner. It is a great honor that I get to stand before you this evening as the salutatorian for this year's graduating class. Statistically speaking, I should not be the one standing here tonight. In fact, I should be very far from this position. With the support from my elementary and middle school teachers, I was resilient. Through hard work and determination, I can proudly say that I'm not just a statistic, but I'm someone who has beat the odds. In high school, especially during my senior year, I was faced with an ongoing challenge that was very hard to navigate for a person of my age, and something I hope no other student ever has to go through. I received immense support from other teachers and counselors, even when I was being degraded, discredited, and disregarded by some. It is because of the supportive individuals that I get to proudly stand here tonight. They vouched for my character and were continuous supporters and were always my biggest cheerleaders in all of my endeavors. It is those school system employees who I want to thank. Thank you for showing me the true meaning of being an educator and helping me to achieve all that I have. I would also like to thank my mom, who has always supported me through my academic career. She is the one who showed me that I was strong enough to withstand anything. To those of you who have had a lasting impact on my life, I want to extend to you one final thank you, and I look forward to attending Vanderbilt University in the fall, and I hope to make you all very proud. Thank you.
Let's give Charlie, James, and Paige a round of applause. Thank you. At this time, we'd like to recognize our Young Georgia Authors Awards winners. The purpose of the Young Georgia Authors competition is to encourage students to develop enthusiasm for and expertise in their writing. This competition has been engaging Georgia students for over 2 decades. So at this time, I'd like to call up our Assistant Superintendent, Chris Parker, to the podium to read the names of our Young Georgia Authors Award winners. And students, when your name is called, please come to the front to receive your certificate.
All right. And first up, Kendall Combs. Are you coming for? Come on.
She's on the field trip.
Oh, come on. Emily Claire White. Come on down. Olivia Pissarro. Elizabeth Youngblood. Felicity Klaus. Ariana Ramirez. Sadie Hamby. Amelia Cash. Wesley Goble. Good job, everybody. All right, the goal of the Pickens County School System Strategic Plan, one of our 4 goal areas is communication engagement, and we've tried this year to continue having Dragon Strong award winners each month where people can submit employees and students that excel for our district and we want to recognize. So we got 2 more tonight, Dr. Thomas, that we want to recognize in our April board meeting. Dragon Strong award winners, the first is a staff member, and then we also have a student. So first, one of our front office staff employees, a great employee, Ms. Judy Mayfield is here. Ms. Judy, thank you. They didn't even let me read about you, Ms. Judy. Stay up there a minute. Stay up there a minute. You're like a celebrity. So this is what people at the school said about Ms. Judy, and there's actually so many that I can't even read them all, just so you know. So many people commented that we don't even have time to read them all. But they said Ms. Judy always takes initiative without being prompted, without any request for recognition. She's positive, friendly face to everyone in the building and everyone that comes into her building. She will do her best to help any student, teacher, or parent. That's Ms. Heath. Ms. Kayla Rose says Ms. Judy's the face of that everyone sees when they enter the school, and she's such a light. She's always warm and inviting toward all visitors and staff at Harmony. And our very own Destiny Shope from our office said, I've always known the first impression of a school is the most important, and typically it's the receptionist that gives that impression. And Miss Judy at Harmony Elementary is always friendly, helpful, and calm under pressure. Many times when trying to call, I instinctively dial Harmony, and Miss Judy's always forgiving and laughs at me. And I appreciate her helping, her happy and encouraging attitude, knowing that parents and her peers at Harmony must feel the same way. And the list went on and on and on, Miss Judy. Everybody, and as you can see, everybody was very excited to nominate you this month for this award. So congratulations. All right, our student Dragon Award winner this month, we picked between K-4 students, and so people could nominate kindergarten and 4th grade students at Harmony, Whole City, and Tate. And the selection was Gabriel Sutton. If you want to come back. Yeah, we came out of the in addition to the Dragon Award, Gabe was also recognized at Harmony as the Positive Office Referrals, which is a program that recognizes students who consistently go above and beyond with excellent behavior, or students who display significant improvements in behavior. In this case, he always goes above and beyond. And one of his teachers, Ms. Jacobs, said Gabe is an outstanding student. He consistently shows all the categories above. However, Gabe is excellent at serving other students in the best way possible. Whenever he's treated unfairly or comes across an unfair treatment, he stands up for himself and others by talking calmly to them and explaining why they should make a better choice. He gives clear examples to others of what making better choices should look like. His positive actions have helped students' behavior overall, particularly with others that may be experiencing challenges in that area. He exhibits amazing self-control and willingness to help others understand how to be treated on a day-to-day basis. He's contagious, he's polite, hard worker, and strives to do his best. That's what Ms. Jacobs said about you there, Gabe. And Mr. Hunter, assistant principal, said Gabe's a hard-working student that doesn't shy away from challenging tasks. He's a good friend to his peers and has a reputation for consistently making great choices. We are very proud of Gabe for his much-deserved recognition. Thanks, Gabe. All right, and I believe that will conclude our recognition. This this time, you guys feel free to hang around for financial reports. We won't be offended.
We'll give you just a few minutes to clear if you want to leave. All right, we'll go ahead and proceed now. Next on our agenda is our superintendent reports. So I'm going to turn that over to Dr. Thomas.
Yes, Chairman Lau. At this time, we're going to look at our communication and engagement piece of our strategic plan. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Parker, our assistant superintendent. And we've got some important news for us.
Yeah, excited to talk about, a goal of the district and our strategic plan is communication engagement. We want to be better at communicating and engaging our district, and we've hired Jennifer Wilson to help us with that. And I'm going to, before I turn to Jennifer, I'm going to say surely these people all left because Amy was going to talk about this, but not Jennifer, but so we're going to turn over to Jennifer. She's going to tell you a little bit about what we've been trying to do in communication for the last 6 months and what that's culminating with, which is our new website, which we're really excited about. So go ahead, Jennifer.
All right, thank you for having me tonight. I will keep it as brief as possible. So I love this quote: to effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. I feel that's very important with the school district, because not only do we have different campuses, we have different age groups, we have parents, we have children. We're dealing with a lot of ways that people perceive how we communicate with them. So I started in September of 2023 with the understanding that we were developing a brand new communications program. My background is in disaster management and crisis communication, and to me, effective teamwork begins and ends with communication. So one of the first things that I did was I met with all the central office staff. I met with school principals, school communication team members, and pretty much anybody that I could get my hot little hands on to talk to them to kind of find out, what was going on, what worked well, what wasn't working well, where did we need to go. And based on those conversations, I began to work on several projects, including a comprehensive communications assessment, the creation of a strategic communications plan, and creating a social media plan and conducting a website assessment. So the strategic communications plan, I gave you all a copy, you should all have one tonight. What I did is I aligned that with the goals of the district's strategic communication plan. So strengthening stakeholder communication and community partnerships, strengthening internal and external communications, protecting our organizational reputation and credibility, and also strengthening opportunities for family engagement. So I did this, I added all these into the plan, and then I went a little above and beyond. So I also created social media guidelines, so staff knew how to handle any media inquiries that we got. Inclement weather. We do have snowstorms every once in a while, we have ice, we have things that go wrong. Crisis communication, again, that is my background, so I'm a little bit more versed in that than some other things. And then website guidelines based on the current website that we're using right now. I also provided a whole bunch of templates and guides, so we have a content calendar so we know any upcoming noteworthy dates. Shared them with all of our team members. We're doing school spotlights, how those work, what content should be in them, and also dealing with any templates that we could all use so we're putting out a consistent message when we have inclement weather. So social media was one of the things that I worked on. We currently manage content on Facebook, X, which is formerly Twitter, everybody still calls it Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So since September, we've expanded our reach by 259%.
Wow.
And we've increased our content interactions by over 1,000%. So we're getting quite a bit of interaction with our community now. As you know, we also have our recognition programs. We had a lot going on tonight. So we developed the Dragon Award. We do staff and student attendance awards. We do employee group recognitions. We also do a lot of school-based recognitions. So clean schools, staff spotlights, student spotlights, extracurricular spotlights, and volunteer spotlights. So we also have a communications team. So we created a superintendent's communications team in 2023 when I first started. We met with the group in team meeting settings, and I also went out and met with these people individually. We've created annual school-based campaigns, so a lot of times you'll see things coming out, Blue Ribbon Month is a great one, School Library Week. All of that we created so we could be, on one page when we put this information out. We also created those social media and media guidelines. We worked through some logging concerns and issues because, believe it or not, we do have, there were challenges to get access to all of our social media that we needed. And then I also created a Canva team to share information so we could have templates and easily update things, customize them to schools, and put that information out. But the website is what I've been dedicating all of my time and effort to for the past several months. And first we conducted a very comprehensive review on everything that was going on with our current website. I began work in February, pretty much dedicating most of my time to building out the websites. So when I talk about building out the website, I'm talking that we did a complete redesign of the district, every school, and the athletics. So 8 websites all at once. It's a lot to manage. It's a lot going on. But I did meet with each school. Again, I met with central office staff, athletics, trying to assess what individual needs they had, what they needed, what they wanted on their website, what the public was looking at, and what the public would be after when they looked at the website. So each site required lots of reviews, hundreds of pages, hundreds of documents. So there's a lot of work that was put into it. Drafts were completed. They're now over to all of the schools with the exception of athletics, which we are actively working on right now, just because of some of the changes that we've had with athletic directors and all the sports that are going on at the moment. So trying to work with their schedule on that. And our launch is planned for after school ends this year, so late May. So with that, I'll give you a quick preview of what our new website will look like. So across the top, you will see we have tabs for students, parents, and a staff portal. So people can easily navigate up there for anything that they need. We do have a full menu. The menu includes additional drop-downs of information, along with tabs across the top. These tabs or these buttons across the top will bring you right to something that you want immediately. It's customizable per school, so you will see some different things on the district website than you would see on the actual school websites. For the district, we have departments, so we have a drop-down of departments. You can easily navigate to your departments. You can easily navigate to the school that you want. Of course, we have translate on there. And then as you scroll down, you have buttons across here too, which are meant to be quick references. So some things will be repeated. So in the departments, you're going to see human resources. Here, you're also going to see job opportunities. You're going to see, lunch menus, school nutrition. Some things will be repeated because those are the things that the public most looks at. So we're trying to put them in the most easily found spot. News will be the first thing that comes across. News is going to stand up or stay up there for a little bit longer. These are pertinent information. Instead of changing the banner out all the time, this is where we're going to find our important pieces of information through here. As you keep scrolling on, live feed is where our social media interacts with us. The nice thing about the live feed on our website, there are no likes, there are no comments. It is just strictly information. So you can get your information from the website. You can still get your information from social media, but this is the information that we are putting out. Vision, mission, beliefs. We have an events calendar. And then we have additional programs towards the bottom with information that we have lined out. And again, repeated at the bottom for easy access. All of our schools are listed as well. So this is a very brief preview of just the district's one. I will pick on the high school for now and show you their side. So as you can see, when we switch over to a school's website, it's consistent. You're gonna see a lot of the same elements in the same spots. So that way when people are going to the district site and they're switching to a school site, they don't have to search and try to find something in a completely different spot. Everything's right there, they're already used to seeing it. So at the top we changed this Infinite Campus. That's something very important for the schools. It's grades, other information, so that's why we put that front and center there. We still have the menu drop down. We still have the schools drop down. The menu has just changed. So here you can see dining. You could click on to get their lunch menus. You still have athletics, you still have events, news, staff, everything that would be on the district site. But then further down is where you kind of get into the nuts and bolts of the website for the specific schools, what's important to them. So obviously for the high school, you have academics, you have counseling, you have college and career. These are the things that the school utilizes a lot. This is where they're referring parents to. So this is where we've customized it. Again, these buttons here are consistent. They've just changed to be pertinent for the school. Your news is still the same. Your live feed is still the same. You have a mission, the events, and then the programs obviously are going to change for each school as well. You still have academics, athletics, high school CTAE is a big deal, fine arts, school advisory councils. So you have things of that nature that can be customizable to every school. So all of this is still a work in progress, so just keep that in mind. Some of this will change slightly, but the look and feel will stay the same for all of them. And I will pick on Hill City, just so you can see what an elementary school looks like. So again, same exact look and feel, but when you go to the menu here is a little bit different. Instead of breaking down academics, here for the elementary schools, it's more important to go by grade level. So we've broken down to kindergarten, pre-kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. And with some of these, you get an intro on each page. You get quick access to the newsletters, because each grade typically has their own newsletters. And then you have resources that would be helpful for parents and children to go to some of these. So most of this is available through, I believe, their Clever accounts and Infinite Campus logins, Google logins. But if I go back to that home page, as you scroll down on the elementary site, again, everything's consistent. So we've brought in their school colors. So you still have newsletters, events, meal information, new student registration, family resources. You go down, you still have your news, you still have your live feed, you have their vision, you have their events, and then you have important pieces towards the bottom.
And let me point out, Jennifer, at all those schools, sorry, Joey, you're not going there. At all those schools, the person that is in charge of the communication for that school, like Jennifer is here, they'll be through another website. They post something, Fall Festival next week, and it goes to their website, it goes to Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and they've just posted that one spot. And that's been a critical problem with the schools, is having to manage all these different accounts, and the website got pushed kind of to the back, actually, whereas somebody brand new was going to the website, but if you're at the school, you were going to the Facebook page. Well, now when you update one, it will be updating that part of the other one. And so, and it'll be much more manageable for each school having an individual that is doing that, and Jennifer doing it for the district.
Yeah, right now when you go in, you actually have to log into Facebook. And if you have a Meta account, you can do Facebook and Instagram, but then you have to log in for Twitter, and then you have to go into the website. So with this new program, it's a one-stop shop. You enter it in once, it goes to all of them, including the website. So it saves us a little bit of time, makes it more efficient to do it, and the message is consistent as well.
And I'm correct in saying you don't have to have those accounts, so you don't have to be on Facebook.
No.
And you'll see all that the same way, whereas if you just embed it, if you don't have Facebook like on your phone, you're not going to see it as well. So this is running through the site, so
Correct.
it doesn't matter if you personally have an Instagram, you're going to see the same thing on the, which is matter to the, that's something we heard from people, is they don't always have everything.
That's specifically in the feed that's up on the website, right?
Right.
Yes.
Go down to that part, Jennifer, make sure it's,
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but yeah, that news part they can control, and that live
Yeah.
feed.
The live feed is where all your social media
Yep.
content would go. Yeah. The other nice thing about this, and we haven't developed it yet, we are in the process of doing that along with developing everything else. This will actually be an app that you can put on your phone. So it's extremely mobile friendly. You can actually do set up little notifications. If there's a news feed, it will ding. Those get really annoying after a while, but anything new that will come out, you can set up for notifications that way. We can also run Infinite Campus alerts and notifications through that app.
So you're saying that app is going to be accessible to parents
Everybody.
and students?
Mhm.
Right.
Yep,
That's
we're
great.
building it
Okay.
out right now, so I can't demonstrate it for you today.
No, that's fine. That's great.
Yeah, ideally the point would be one point to communicate with everything. So in addition to submitting something through the live feed, if it was appropriate, it would also be what you guys know now as the Infinite Campus alerts, the parent
Yep.
alert, that you get. And all that stuff would be in one spot. Whereas right now, if we decide to cancel school, we have a person that goes to Ipton campus and starts alerting the robocall. Another person puts stuff on social media. Another person starts submitting a press release. Now this would all be one thing. You know, based on what you click, all those things occur. So that's why we like this platform.
The other advantage is to whoever controls, has like the overall administration, which a few of us here at the central office do. Say there would be a school closure and one of our, our school people that normally update the website are out, I can actually update it from here. So I could update all the schools at the same time that I'm sending the message out through the district.
Kudos, this is great.
Yes.
I love
Thank you.
the consistency.
Thank
This is great.
Any questions for me? No?
Good
Okay.
job.
Now look, I've been doing these board meetings since I passed out cupcakes about 13 years ago, and nobody ever applauded for me, so hold on to it. Jennifer's done a great job, she really has, you guys, and I appreciate you all seeing the value in that, because we did have to, we changed some positions around to have that position, and seeing the value in what that would bring, and our consistency in communication has been tremendously improved in the last year, and so really proud, and it's because of her ability and the time she has to do it. So thank you all for giving us that chance.
Did a great job, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. This time I'll turn it over to Amy Smith, our Chief Financial Officer, for a financial update.
You got
All
something just as sexy as the website, I'm sure.
I don't know if that description fits, but we'll go with that. I did want to let y'all know we have a few students here. Mr. Parker, there are some folks here that do appreciate my being here tonight because I get to sign off that they attended. We have some students here from the high school who are in the apprenticeship program. Would y'all raise your hands if you're participating? So, I am the one you come see, so.
Do you
they
sign
will-
up for principals too?
No, I don't. We actually discussed, they have to stick around for my report. So they were saying, we will. And I'm like, you have to.
I
So,
notice they're sitting very close to the
yes,
microphone.
yes.
I know you young people really appreciate being held somewhat against your will for a few more minutes.
We do try to make it a little bit entertaining, but sometimes it's hard. All right, Ms. Martha's ready for us. So as one of our goals in our strategic plan is our operational and organizational effectiveness. So these reports help keep us on task, on target, keep you informed, keep the public informed. So that's why we do these each month. But our first report is our general fund. Our revenue collected through the end of March was 77.71% of our budgeted revenue, and our expenditures were 63.45% of our budgeted expenditures. The consolidation of funds, and we're required to update you on particular funds, and this is one of the ones, and I know there's not a lot of information here for you, but it is a requirement by the Georgia Department of Education. So when you see me present something, it is typically attached to a requirement. We sometimes will go a little further than that, but we always have to make sure we meet those minimums. In this consolidation of funds, the expenditures are reflected through the end of March, and our transfers have been made through the end of February. Our debt service, of course, we have no debt. We actually have the Georgia Department of Audits working with us right now. We've been working with them for about 2 weeks, maybe a little more than 2 weeks. We did skip spring break, yay. But they will finish their field work, which is when we are actually still providing things for them, answering questions, working directly with them. They do the first review, there's a second review by a regional lead auditor. That should end by the end of April, is what I was told this week. Originally, it was going to push well into May, but they're ahead of schedule because we are trying our best to give them everything they need as quickly as possible. But they should finish field work by next Friday. Keep your fingers crossed. Then we actually hope to be closed with them and be scheduling the exit by the end of April. So that's fantastic if we can stay on this timeline, and they can stay on this timeline. But then it goes to a third review at the state level, and that takes a few weeks. So I'll keep you in the loop on when you should receive your email that has our audit report in it. But it will probably be an additional 6 weeks after the end of April, first week of May, something like that. But I will keep you in the loop. But Our board chair has gotten to interview. Part of the requirement is he has to have what is called a fraud interview. Dr. Thomas has gotten to do a couple of different things with them. And of course, a multitude of, especially the finance staff, we work with them and we do fraud interviews, we do walkthroughs, and that's something where we explain our procedures. This particular audit, they changed quite a few things. The samples that they pull, and that means they actually take packets, they take payroll, and they'll say, we want to see this sample, and they'll give me 50 of federal funds special ed. They'll give me 50 ESSER funds. They'll give all these, so we have provided in excess of 300 samples for them. It's been fun, and that was in a very, very short time frame. The ones they have already reviewed, which is most of them, we have passed with flying colors, I'm happy to say. It does take a tribe downstairs to get all this prepared and ready to go, and we do part of this process the entire year, so to keep up with what we have to provide. But so far so good. We'll keep you updated on that, but it has become a little more intense, a little more invasive, I guess, on our time, but they're always very nice, very professional. We love the team we have this year is just phenomenal. So I'll see if I still say that when I get the final report too. But they actually asked me twice, you have no debt? And I said, we have no debt. They asked the regional lead, they have no debt. She said they have no debt and haven't since '09. So I'm very proud to share that information over and over and over. So capital outlay, our SPLOSH revenue for March of 2024 was $749,212.28. Interest earned was $1,188.43. Expenditures totaled $739,510.33. And our month-end SPLOST balance was $14,247,041.10. Our special revenue funds, which include federal grants, our school nutrition program, we've collected 47.62% of our budgeted revenue and expended 72.62% of our budgeted expenditures. Again, these are pulled situations. That means we spend it first and then ask for the reimbursement. Most state grants work the other way, but those are pull grants, and that's why we have more expense than revenue. Do you all have any questions? That's all I have.
I'd just like to stress,
Thank you, Amy.
good job. What a good job y'all do, and how hard our staff works. I've worked with them on audits when I was the board chair. And let that sink in just a minute. 15 years, no debt. There's probably no another school system in the state of Georgia, if not the country, that can say that.
I'm proud of it.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Thank you. This time we'll turn it over to Mr. Chris Wallace, our Chief Operations Officer, to give us an update on operations and construction.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Board Chair, board members, appreciate the opportunity. One of our goal areas, as you know, in the Pickens County School District Strategic Plan is organizational and operational effectiveness, and each of our initiatives in operations fall under this goal area, of course. I want to give you an update on the athletics field house first. So we've obviously finished the grading there. We're getting pretty close. Last time I talked to you guys, but we finished that up. Ended up adding a fence to go in behind, or a netting system to go in behind the fences there. It's a pretty long drop. The highest point, I think they calculated about 29 feet drop off there. So we don't want, if there are practices down there, we don't want balls going down to into the woods and kids going down to chase them. So trying to prevent that is something we added in. We did save quite a bit of money. I think I reported you guys before on the grading costs. We didn't carry any dirt off site, over 16,000 cubic yards. We were able to repurpose that dirt in an effective way to give some other folks something they needed, a little parking area there. So really proud of that. Worked hard with the Chattahoochee group, Carol Daniel, to make that happen, and the ag folks too. So we also added a couple things there, electrical conduits in case we ever want to add lights on that practice field, and then a 2-inch water main over there, because if you ever do want to sprinkle it or you want to have access to water, you need that over there on that side, and that all needs to be done before we, of course, think about paving. And then just to give you an idea of the update on where we're at, all the load-bearing masonry and door frame installs have taken place, and the roof truss installation was completed this week, and they started decking the roof. They shut down the job site today because they knew what the weather was going to be like, but they'll pick back up, and roofing is scheduled to begin next week. and they'll probably have that done within a couple weeks. So once we get it, what we call dried in, we don't have to worry about the weather as much. So looking forward to getting to that point. Feel like we're a little bit ahead of schedule still, and you know, still looking at an August 1 move-in date, but I'm optimistic that we'll beat that. The modification and renovation phase 1 of Pickens High School, just to give you an update, working closely with Beth Thompson, because the first phase of this is going to be deeply involving the kitchen area, and we would like to start in May, and she would like to start in May as well, and the contractors. So trying to work that out of how we will manage that and continue to be able to provide meal service in May. But they do this all the time, and we've got some plans, and we're working with Beth, and she's really excited to get that done. She's been waiting for this to happen, so I'm excited to get that going for her. The roof removal replacement at the PHS gym, as y'all know, the standing seam metal's got to go, and the replacement of the junior high gym roof. We did have the pre-bid meeting and did a site visit for each of those sites, and 4 contractors attended and expressed interest. So the bid submission deadline is April 19th, and my goal is to have a GMP for this project to present in May. Next, the Transportation Training Center, just to update there, drop ceiling and doors this week. It's already been painted. The flooring, electrical trim, HVAC trim will follow, probably looking at mid-April before we will have this, mid-May before we'll have this completed. But it will be ready to go, and it will serve more than just training center. It's going to be a really nice space over there. Dr. Thomas, Mr. Parker, been over there to see it, and I think it'll be a great place to meet and have plenty of room there. It's a big room. So hopefully that'll be used. Got plenty of parking over there, facilities, restrooms in that facility as well. And then the receptionist area, as you probably saw when you came in, has a little different look. So we changed that around and repurposed that glass. That saved us quite a bit of money, about $20,000 there to do that. And we have a vestibule now that where you have to be buzzed in. These doors here remain locked all the time, so you can't circumvent the buzz system. And hopefully that will never have to really be enforced or used, but gives that sense of security so someone can't just bypass the front desk there. And Beth is happy, she likes it. So that's kind of her domain, and so we're glad that she feels safe there, and we have a good situation there for her, whoever is up there. And then the last thing I wanted to point out outside of the construction projects, I want to give you a brief update on health services. Dr. Thomas, Ms. Parker, and I got to go down and meet this lady actually at Harmony when they were there doing some of the Georgia Prevent Blindness, doing some of the evaluations and the screenings. And so a lady donated, of course she donated to Georgia Prevent Blindness, and they allocated it to our district to help do the screenings. And 2,076 kids have been screened throughout the district, and that number is supposed to be 21 is not the referral. I believe it's 210. But there's over 10% of the students screened that were actually referred to be looked at a little closer. So that's a really good program, and she donated over $45,000 to the program, and that's being allocated to us. So she's a very sweet lady, very generous person that obviously deeply cares about this initiative. So I wanted to point that out to you and let you know that we have some awesome things going on in the health area. Just wanted to point that out, spotlight that a little bit tonight. Any questions or anything I can answer for you guys about construction or operations? Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Mr. Wallace. And as I wrap up, just a few things I would like to share. Some recent events for our district. We did receive word a couple weeks ago that our senior poultry evaluation team from the high school won its state competition, and they'll advance to Indianapolis this summer to compete nationally. Our team consists of Blake Hobgood, Jeremy Westbrook, McKenna Jarrett, and Amanda Bramlett. And then congratulations to our FFA sponsors, Mr. Cantrell and Ms. Fellenbaum. So proud of our kids and our sponsors for that award. We also received news recently that 2 of our juniors have been named Governor's Honors finalists, Riley Deering and Christian Wright. They were notified recently they'll be able to attend Governor's Honors this summer. Riley in math and Christian Wright in music. This is a really competitive program, and it's for our talented high school sophomores and juniors throughout the state. And this summer it's going to be held on the campus of Georgia Southern from roughly mid-June to mid-July. So very proud of Riley and Christian for that achievement there.
And I'd like to say happy birthday to Riley. I think it's her birthday too.
Okay,
so.
all right. Then next, just want to give a shout out to our baseball team, the high school. They clinched the second region championship in a row last week during spring break. They beat Dawson County in extra innings here at home. And this is our second consecutive region championship. The regular season will end next Friday, and the state playoffs will start. And since we have clinched the region championship, we'll get to host at least 2 rounds. So good luck to our Dragons as we continue to advance throughout the state playoffs. And then the last thing I'd like to share, Harmony Elementary, and then today, Pickens High School, they had career fairs for their students and our local businesses and colleges, as well as some local first responders, our military partners. They were there for these sessions. And if you remember, it's one of our goals for our system to have our graduates either be enrolled, enlisted, or employed once they leave us at the end of May with their Pickens High School diploma. And so days like these help our kids develop a plan. And it's never too late, or excuse me, never too young or early for our young kids to start thinking about their plan. So we're very appreciative to our community partners who are present on these days to help us assist our students in these events. And then a few upcoming dates for us. We will spend some time with Ms. Smith next Friday for our first budget session. Our May work session will be Friday, May 3rd, and then our board meeting in May will be at the junior high school on May the 9th. That's all I have.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Just gonna do it at the end. Okay. Comments, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay, approval of personnel. Do I have a motion to approve the personnel action report as presented?
So moved. Second.
Gibbons. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? I vote. Okay. And our consent agenda, may I have a motion to approve the following items contained in this consent agenda? That would be financial reports as presented, minutes from previous meetings in March. That's all that's on the consent agenda. So do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Joe Whittington. Second? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor? 5-0. All right. Dr. Thomas, have we received any requests for public participation?
Mr. Chairman, per our board policy, nothing has been submitted. No, sir, we have not.
Very good. All right. Great. All right. We got time for board comments, and I think this would be the time, Dr. Thomas, you have a little special presentation maybe?
Sure. So one of our board members, Mr. Wigington, had located a 1956 annual for Tate School, which at that time it was Tate High School. And so we'd like to call up Mr. Scott Stevens, the principal of Tate, and present him with the Pioneer, the 1956 Tate yearbook to store at Tate Elementary.
Put it on display now. It's classic history. Okay, do we have any other board comments? Just again, I'll say, Jennifer, I'm super excited about the website and the way that looks, so thank you for all the work you've done. That's really exciting, what we're gonna be able to do there. So, all right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Yes, thank you, Joe.
Second.
I knew you'd be happy to Omni Hard. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? All right, 5-0. We are adjourned at 6:51 p.m.